Hi there, everybody. I'm back.
He is back.
Hopefully everything sounds okay. It looks like the levels might be a little high, but I will adjust that if needed.
Oh, looks like I am a little high in the frame. Should I slouch a
No,
bit?
I mean I can. I
No.
feel like I can move you just like that, like that.
Here, let me refresh the page actually, because I feel like my stream
Yeah.
is a little behind. There we go.
So I'm just like full on using the GH5 as like my webcam all the time now.
Yeah.
I mean, I took my other webcam and I put it on this little this magnet with a like on a ball head, and I can move that all around if I needed to, and it's just like over there. So I mean, I just figured
good.
I mean, I feel like it's just a good thing to use for something like that.
Hair out of focus, but
Well, I mean, I can't fix that. Oh, I mean, I don't want to mess with it. If I could just do it, get to keep. We'll do that. Ah, there. Maybe that's a little bit better. I don't know. Yeah.
I think it's focusing on the NES games behind you. But you know, by the time we start playing, you're going to be so small you'll never know.
Yeah. Eventually, like I would like to eventually get one of those, the upcoming S5 II cameras, the Panasonic released. And
Yeah, what's the deal with those? I forget.
well, I mean, there's a more video-centric version of it coming out in May, I think.
Okay.
But it just like has really good autofocus, and like I would just be able to leave it on autofocus and it would be fine. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. That would be pretty cool.
Cool.
Anyways, last week I had talked to you like right before streaming, saying, "Oh, like maybe I'll jump in here, like if at some point."
Yeah.
And I totally like just passed out. So I was shooting video for work at the Columbus Home and Garden Show, and I was there for 2 days. And I had to like shoot a bunch of stuff because we had to turn it around to a commercial like midweek. So I had to shoot everything, and then I like had to upload it from the hotel. And
Which obviously was very slow.
it was very slow. Apparently there is a way to get faster internet there, but you ever run into a situation where if you to like access Wi-Fi, you need to like use this login like portal.
You have to log in through like the browser.
Right. So I did that, but then I went and asked about like faster internet, like if they had like premium service or whatever. The guy was like, "Oh yeah, you can use this password on that page, and it will like enable the faster internet." I'm like, "Okay," but then the thing is like usually when you log in normally, like I could not get that page to show back up. Like even just like turning off Wi-Fi, reconnecting, it just like remembers.
Huh.
So I couldn't get that. I tried all this other stuff, and I tried to like run this thing. I was using my work laptop, which is like super locked down. Like this laptop is so locked down. Like I just don't use it for anything. Like you can't even make it not go to sleep after 5 minutes.
Wow. That's
like that is, you have to like ask for permission to like enable that.
wow.
So what happened? And it like drives me crazy. You know, I may have told you this before, but to like upload to Dropbox, because we're uploading huge video files to Dropbox constantly.
Sure.
And that stuff's not gonna be done in 5 minutes for sure. And what I have to do, and it's like the stupidest workaround of all time, is that I have to go to a YouTube video that's 24 hours of a black screen, and I just play that, and that prevents it from going to sleep. It's like embarrassing that has to happen.
24 hours of a black screen. I wonder what other applications exist for that.
That's exactly what it's for.
Is that what it's
To
for?
prevent your computer from going to sleep. But that's just for my work laptop. I mean, I don't use this thing unless I'm traveling for something. And even then, like, I bring my own laptop to actually do stuff on, but like I just don't use it for anything if I can help it.
I think a lot of people, and this might include your IT people, just like don't appreciate the significantly greater storage and internet bandwidth needs of videographers.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually,
like when I am like using someone else's computer, and I think they're doing like, lots of complicated work stuff on, and it's like, oh, your hard drives are like tiny. And it's like, I literally cannot put my files on your computer. like our storage needs are just like so much larger than like almost anyone else.
But either way, like I was able to get enough of the footage uploaded so that like another guy on my team was able to sync that to his Dropbox and make a commercial like by like 10 a.m. It was enough. The thing is like, the Home and Garden Show, like they had these like this whole other building, and they had like these they had these people come in and make like indoor gardens, and it was just like really beautiful. So that really made the amount of stuff that I was able to shoot for that really, really easy, because it just like everything looked good.
Yeah.
But you guys are streaming, and I saw that was uploading, and I was just kind of waiting for a minute, and I fell asleep at 9:30.
I feel like if I was like nervous about making sure that all those files uploaded, I feel like I would not be able to sleep.
See, but there's nothing I could do. I couldn't make it go faster. I mean, maybe I could connect it to my phone and use like my hotspot. But the thing is once it hits like 4 gigs, it like throttles it severely.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
I'm sure
matter.
you got a lot more than 4 gigs to upload.
Oh yeah, it was like, I think it was like 77 gigs that I was uploading, and it got about half of that overnight.
So they had to work to get that done by 10 a.m. They had to work with
like half the footage.
Not even your full set of footage.
Yes. Yeah, like not. I mean, but the thing is,
but they had all the critical files.
Yeah, well, he just like had enough good stuff that he was able to make a commercial, just immediately. Basically, so the show goes for a week, and it goes from like a Friday, and it ended.
Oh, so someone needed to make a commercial to promote, like, hey, y'all, come on down these other days.
Yeah, because they just wanted to turn it around so they could get it on the air, so that it, we'll get more people there this weekend.
Yeah.
And, it was nice just having it basically ready 2 days before we actually needed to. So that's where I was. So I was asleep during the entire most of the stream. But I'm just like I'm in this hotel room and like just by myself, this gigantic king size bed to myself. And I'm just like, went down to the restaurant and got fish and chips, ate it, watched a little TV, and fell asleep like almost immediately. So, anyways,
well, we had a good time.
Yeah, it seemed like I said that I was going to watch the stream, and I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it. So, I originally you were suggesting that I play Kirby Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
But I played the first world of it today after finishing Metroid, and it's like, honestly, it's so similar to the original, and I've already streamed the original on here before, so not entirely necessary. So
I was like, we haven't streamed anything on the Genesis in a while, so this would be a good opportunity to use this that I ordered from Castle,
Sixer,
the Big Six. Big Six. Even though this is not a 6-button game, I just felt like this might be a good use for
Does
it.
the controller feel good? Like, are the 3 buttons positioned where they would be, or are they like shifted down a bit?
They're shifted down just a touch, but it feels like pretty good. I could see myself using this as a main controller, like for one of my original childhood system, I guess. So I'm using the 2.4 gigahertz wireless version. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna play some Jewel Master.
Yeah, I'm really interested. I've been excited about playing this one myself, because I don't remember the context. Like, you just briefly popped it in near the end of a stream,
Right. One
one time, and I was like, oh my gosh, this looks great. And I think I like immediately went to eBay and bought a copy. And then when I got it, like, the thing that really stood out to me is like, this is like subtly one of the best soundtracks on the Genesis. Like, the music is so good. Like, if you just like let it play the demo loop, like there's it does, like, I think the very first demo is like the 4th or 5th level or something, and oh man, it sounds great.
So for my
So
control
make
scheme-
make sure that the volume is up enough that people can hear this. Because
Yeah,
this
let me know
game's
if the music if you can hear it.
is not to be missed. We were having some audio complications. That's why the stream started a little late.
Yeah, I was.
Corey said that he opened up the Windows sound settings and it crashed his computer.
Yeah, it didn't like blue
This was
screen. It
after
just
he was
like
trying
it
to
just
figure out
was a
why he
hard
couldn't
reset.
hear me. Volume sounds good.
Okay, excellent. So the main thing about this controller is the start button's kind of in a weird position, and it's almost flush. I'm not quite sure why they decided to do it that way.
Well, aren't there some 3 buttons controllers with it like right above ABC and some with it in the middle, or am I
Not 3-button.
not 3 button? Okay.
I mean, like maybe they just felt like it would be up too high if it was.
So wait, where's the start button?
So it's like kind of flush right up against the. You can't really see it that well, but it's like flush against the bezel here. If you like, just do a search for it. I mean,
Oh.
it's odd, but at the same time, like it feels like it'd be really hard to accidentally bump it.
Yeah, it does look weird though. I've said it before
Speed up.
that like
Oh, look at
I have
so you can like mix and match like different combinations, and it makes different.
yeah, like that's some things I'm not sure if they necessarily would. Maybe some things won't combine. I don't know. I don't know that much about, but what I've played of it and what I've listened of it, it's pretty great.
This soundtrack almost sounds a little bit like El Viento. I wonder if it could possibly be the same composer.
Let's see if we can dig up any info.
We'll see how this goes. I mean, I don't know if it has unlimited continues or whatever, but we'll see how it goes. If it comes down to it, I'll switch to easy. I ain't above that.
Let's see. This was composed by Motoaki Takenoshi.
Okay, so
Not seen El Viento.
okay, it just like there's part of the music that sounded like it.
In fact, it looks like this. It's weird because under his video game credits, the first thing listed is Dragon Quest Adventures of Dai, which is like a manga, Dragon Quest manga and anime, but that's not a video game. But then looks like this would be his first actual video,
Oh, cool.
followed by Double Moon Densetsu on Famicom, and Landstalker.
Oh, okay.
And then Evo on SNES. Shining Force Gaiden for the Game Gear. Looks like he also did the other Shining Force Game Gear game, Shining Force 2, Shining Force CD. Road. What was this? I'm sort of familiar with it. Road Persecutor or Road Blaster?
Oh, that's Road Avenger.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, like what was it called? Like Road.
Here it's a Road.
Like Road Blaster is like the original name for it. But I've heard.
Oh no, Road Prosecutor, not
Prosecutor. That's it. Yes.
Road Prosecutor. That sounds like a Ace Attorney spinoff.
Uh-oh. What is this guy? I don't know what he is, but it's a
little...
little...
Shining Force Gaiden, Shining Wisdom, a whole lot of Shining games. But it looks like he was just in video games for like a span of like 5 years in the 90s. So what buttons did you end up putting your controls on?
What I ended up doing, I mean, usually I would have done like the default controls with jump on C, but I felt like the way that this is set up, I actually put my jump on B, and
I agree.
And C is your right hand, and A is your left hand.
Yeah,
which
feels for this game for sure. I think that makes sense. I mean, I am an advocate of jump on B for Genesis anyway, but I think for the way that this is set up, I think that's the easiest way to keep your hand straight.
Yeah.
You got good rhythm going on this Tiger Base. Taking forever. Oh, there he goes.
Oh, see, A resets all of your stuff. And I feel like that's going to get annoying.
Resets all of your stuff?
Yeah, it moves all your rings back to the middle.
Oh, in the menu. Well, you'll just have to learn the controls.
Firewall. Is there anybody out there that has played this and there's like any like really sought after combos that is like...
I guess you can experiment in the meantime.
Right. Ooh, look at that.
Oh,
I don't know if I like the firewall.
You know, speaking of the menu interface, I did a little mini rant in the MLiG Discord earlier today about something that like I feel like people should be like complaining about, but I never see really any conversation about this. So I like I said, I just played through the first world in Kirby today.
Yeah.
And I noticed that the control setup only defined like what the main diamond buttons do. But I was like curious right away, like, oh, can I just hit the select button to release my power like, you would in earlier Kirby games, like on NES or whatever, you'd hit the select button to release power. That's what I'm used to and from the old Kirby games. So I hit select and, he released his power. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's great. And then like I just randomly one time hit the A button to release the power to try that. And it's actually, when it's on the A button, it's a hole.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And I thought it was so nice that someone was actually like, hey, like, let's, for the pro Kirby players, let's just, put an instant power release on the select button. Like, I'm glad someone thought of that, because this would normally apply to menus more so than like gameplay functions like that. But I feel like hold to confirm or whatever is like the most annoying like user experience trend to emerge in the past many years.
I kind
of hate it.
I don't agree, but I mean, like it doesn't bother me that much. Like
I mean, here's the thing.
I mean, really quick, I just want to say that, like, I get it, but for like on the Switch Pro controller, like it's just, I would be constantly hitting the take screenshot button instead, like by accident, and like using that, like using the minus or the plus button, the minus button on like when you're playing on handheld, like it's just I would be constantly bumping the analog stick.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Well, I was playing with the Super Nintendo controller.
Okay. See, I mean that makes sense.
Then, yeah. Because of course I would play that game with the Super Nintendo. But like I feel like, I mean, like not like but I'm talking like more like that. That just made me think of it. But like normally it's more like a menu interface thing. Like, you know, you're entering a level or making a menu selection or you know, choosing a itemized skill tree or, you know, some such. You know, and it's always this hold and then the circle fills around the icon. And it's just like, what does that solve that just having a text box pop up that says, are you sure you want this? Like, and confirm cancel. Like, because most actions in a game are, you know, you're expecting an immediate response from the button press, right? Mm-hmm. And so naturally, unless it specifically says hold to do this, like sometimes you'll see that it'll say like A, hold next to it. Okay, well that I can handle, but like otherwise you're going to just you're going to be just pressing, and then like it's not going to be doing anything. You'll just see the circles start to fill, and then it's like, oh, okay, now I got to hold. And then of course it takes longer than it would just take to, you know, press, tap, I want this thing, and then confirm, cancel, yes, no, tap again. Like it's just it's a more cumbersome and less pleasing interaction in my opinion. Like, you know, I was, you know, like Diofield Chronicle that I played last year. To enter a level, to enter a mission from the map, you hold. And like the game took me like 30 hours, and like I was still like constantly like not remembering to hold instead of to just press. Like it would have been such a smoother process. Like I understand the point is to like prevent you from making mistakes, but I feel like it's a less pleasing process than just okay, select the item you want. Are you sure? Yes, no. Yes. You know, that you've accomplished the same thing much more elegantly in my opinion.
But I guess like in gameplay, like it's tougher, I guess. I don't know. What's that?
Dad1153 is saying donation link not working, been trying to donate a super chat. Nothing happens.
Really? I don't know.
Well, Henry Clark is saying Streamlabs link is working for me as well as the YouTube native one. Candyman says circle menus are worse. What do you mean by a circle menu? Are you talking like a radial like select menu or something like that? I don't mind those. Those can be nice.
I feel like this is like such a slippery slope here of just like I want to see what every combination does.
Well, I mean, that's part of the fun, I'm sure. So, I mean, it's good you figured out you could do that high jump.
Yeah.
Now, do you actually have to hit the C button to do that high jump? Or does it augment your normal
automatic
jump? I see. So some are passive, some are not.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there was a 199 from Madon Sheehy just saying, testing the super chat. Glad to have you back, Coury. So confirmation is not working. For the love of the game was asking, which is the best master game on the Sega Genesis?
The best what?
I can't figure out if you're trying to say the best game on the Sega Genesis and SNES, but it says Sega Genesis.
The best master game.
Elemental Master or Jewel Master?
Oh, see, I mean,
is
Elemental Master is it's like a renovation published. You know, it wasn't. It's Wolf Team. Look at these things look like all of Godzilla's. It's probably the better game, but maybe not. I mean, they're totally different. One of them's a overhead shooter, and this is a running. I mean, would you consider this a run and gun? I mean,
It is, but I guess it is, but it's a little different. I mean, genres are mostly meaningless anyway.
Yeah. So you finished Metroid Prime, like, really quickly, actually. You got it when, on Thursday?
Well, I think you beat it in a similar span of time.
Yeah, maybe it just doesn't feel like that.
Well, no, I got it on Wednesday because it came out Wednesday. You know, a lot of people seem to not have their pre-orders right away.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to be having a hard time getting their hands on it, so I'm glad I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered it for Best Buy pickup.
It's going to be...
it'll be back and available, but like I heard people are scalping it. Unfortunately.
I don't know if it's gonna not hurt this thing by shooting it. Or by
shooting fire at it?
Whoa. I don't know if there's gonna be continues, but I guess we're gonna find out, right? If you get just like one life for the whole game, that's 3 continues.
Okay.
Is it going to take me back to the beginning of the level, though? It takes me all the way back. Dang. Okay. Well, we'll do one run through it using those 3 continues, see where we get to, and then we'll switch to easy.
You ain't afraid of doing that.
Yeah. My life is too short to like worry about that, I guess. I'm digging the Big 6 though so far. Like it feels pretty good. I'm digging the Big 6. Yeah.
Good. But anyway, I liked it a bunch. I mean, I have the Wii version, but I've never actually played through it. Mm-hmm. So, like, it had been since the GameCube days that I'd played it, and I probably played it maybe 3 times before, I would guess.
Yeah.
Because I know that I played through it, of course, once on normal, once on hard, and I feel like I did it at least one other time. Or maybe most of a run another time. I can't remember for sure. But yeah, I mean, both of us had like in the 90% of...
Yeah, and almost like exactly, like in within the hour of 15, within 15 hours of finishing it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I had like 90.
I think you had like 91 or 92, and I had 95%.
Yeah. It's an incredible game. I mean, I was saying that, like, just revisiting it. You know, I played through it. This is probably the 5th time I played through it, and I played through it on the Wii also.
Okay.
Because that's the only place I actually played 2. I played 2 and 3 on the Wii and with the trilogy also, and I had never played those. It's just really good, you know, and I think the thing that I like mentioned to you about like how I have felt burned out by Metroidvanias, but I don't feel that at all with this game. Like it's in a bit. I think a big reason for that is because there is upgrades. There's one at least in every other room. It's just like they're very, very frequent.
There's something for you to figure out in almost every room.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Most rooms, yeah.
And like that is a big part of like what makes it like made me not struggle with like backtracking at all, because you can always find something like, oh, now I can get this here.
Yeah. I mean, the one part with backtracking that was, I mean, normally I don't mind backtracking in games at all, but this time around, at least, I really hated the phase-on mines.
Yeah.
And mostly because they're a big pain in the butt to get into and to get out of, and like to go from like one exit to the other is just like a big pain in the butt. And I feel like I don't think I approached them in the optimal way. Like I think there were like 2 items that I was able to get at the same time after getting the power bombs.
Yeah.
And I think I went for the wrong one first. And that just kind of made me make kind of an unnecessary extra trip back in and out again of the phase-on mines, and that really kind of annoyed me. But I think, you know, I was telling you, I think a big part of the reason that playing Metroid Prime feels different from playing just yet another 2D Metroidvania is, you know, in a lot of ways, Metroidvania is kind of like the open world equivalent for 2D games. Like, there are 2D games that try to emulate the open world formula that's used in 3D games, but not a lot, I don't think. You know, like, that has kind of become the open world of 2D games, right? And it's very overused. And in 3D games, I feel like Metroidvanias were kind of popular there for a hot minute on, like, you know, the GameCube, PS2, Xbox era. And, you know, at some point, like the PS3, 360, Wii generation, like open world formulas got established, and like that sort of middle ground between sort of a linear action game and an open world game, you know, like a Metroidvania, like that.
Like
that is like not
lost interest.
It's not overdone in the 3D gaming space, right?
Right.
So, and I think that exploring
did
a 3D
Prime come out
world,
the same year as GTA 3? Because you know, GTA
maybe,
3 is like
it
the
was
game
relatively early GameCube. I mean, it came out like when the GameCube was 1 year old. I feel like GTA 3 may have been sooner. Henry Clark says GTA 3 was 2001 because I remember playing that at a friend's house before college.
There it is. I'm gonna switch to easy. Because we're gonna be watching a lot of this level here.
Well, what if it's one of those that don't let you play the last level?
You know what? Then we find out together.
I guess we will.
Yeah, I don't think the fire would probably work on that thing either. Whatever, you know.
Well, but like,
if I blow
I feel
through
like
it, then I'll switch over to. I'll try it again on normal then after.
No, it was just like we did with. I mean, it wasn't easy mode, but like we found normal mode to be. We beat Final Fight 2 on our first try on normal. So we were like, oh, well, let's try the next one. Next difficulty. Strange Moon says you need to use water.
Yeah, I mean, that makes... I thought that the whole time, too. I was like, oh, that would make total sense. Especially since it shoots like the wave. Probably makes it easier to get in some more hits.
I mean, maybe you're thinking too much of Metroid Prime, because whenever an enemy is weak to one of your beams, it's the same color as the beam, which is kind of weird. But it also makes sense, because how else do they go and communicate that when there's not like a clear, like, this is stronger against this and weak against this sort of cycle for Metroid Prime. I would love to replay Metroid Prime 3.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about that.
I remember very little. Like, the main things I remember were like, well, there were some scenes on the military ship, and they had the aura units, I think they're called, which is like what Mother Brain is, which I thought was really cool. Like to actually like have more of those, like, because it makes sense that Mother Brain wouldn't be like an entirely unique thing, right?
Yeah, and then they brought that back for Dread.
Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot those were in it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't have. Like, I
didn't recognize them or realize it until well into the playing it. I'm like, oh, that's what they are.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to, because like I remember at the time thinking like, oh, I like this about as well as the first Metroid Prime. Compared to, the second, which I didn't like as much.
Yeah. But the second one seems to like really have its fans.
I think it was Aeromonado who was a big fan. Like, and I thought I would really love it because like I love like Light World, Dark World type stuff. But yeah, it just it didn't work for me as well as the first. I see Mr. Do saying, tomorrow my morning walk, I'm going to try and walk like the main character. Just move my legs and keep my whole upper half still.
Yes.
Still.
Just gliding across.
Yep. There was a $10 super chat from Andy64. Thank you. Saying, hey fellas, how did the Big 6 D-pad and buttons compare to the original Genesis controllers from the 90s? Feels just as good?
I mean, I think it feels pretty good, but it's been a long time since I've used one of the 3 buttons pretty heavily.
I mean, that's almost always my go-to Genesis controller is a 3 button. Just because I find the 6 button to be unnecessary in almost all cases, and I kind of like the chunky feel of the 3
Well,
button.
I think that this is probably going to bring me back to using a 3 button.
I mean, I've said it before, but I feel like I've played so few Genesis or Saturn games that really warrant the use of the XYZ buttons.
Absolutely.
I've never become comfortable like using those buttons without like looking like even like I have not played a vast number of Saturn games, but like you take something like Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2, like all XYZ do is change the camera zoom level. So like I would just like hit it once to zoom all the way out at the beginning of the level, and then I'd never have to look again.
Yeah. I don't know, like I use the Crix Joys for a lot of stuff. I'm using 6 buttons. And and like it, but I could see myself using this quite a bit more, I think.
There was a message from Stranger Moon saying, can you guys look at the Japanese cover of this game? Tell me which game copied that exactly today. Do you mean like a recent game? Master Japanese box. Let's look this up.
There was $5. Oh, sorry, I was gonna just because I saw it pop up there. The $5 donation from Shimmy Dimmy saying, you guys hear that Assault Suits Vulcan is getting a Switch release. Time for some mecha action. Yeah, it's getting like a retranslation, like officially for the first time here. Ooh, those things drop rings.
That's it's an M2. Is it an M2 game?
Yes. Yep.
That is super cool. At first, I thought it was going to be a remake. Assault Suit Lanos. But the thing is, Assault Suit Lanos, in my opinion, really needed a remake. And Cybernator just plays great as it is, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that might be
the remake of Assault Suit Lanos was like changed to play like Cybernator.
Exactly. Which is, you know, I played Cybernator first, and so Assault Suit Lanos never really clicked with me.
Yeah.
But the remake is great. I mean, the remake is pretty ugly, but it plays great.
Yeah. It's a great game. I need to find this other sandworm because now that I know that they potentially drop rings, gotta take them down here.
Oh yeah, XYZ triggers Berserk and Panzer Dragoon Spy. That sounds sort of familiar. But again, it's like I think any of them do it, right? Like I've just not used those controllers enough to like really feel comfortable like with like just, you know, muscle memory going to XYZ, you know, whereas ABC is obviously fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that RNL changed the camera perspective, but I think at least in the first game, I think if you press like X, like it'll zoom the camera out. See, Frank Bohr says 6-button is a must for all the 2D fires, but I like 2D fires.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people think it's a must for Ranger X, but I really like the way that the vehicle behaved. Just kind of on its own, the way it follows you around, I thought seemed really intuitive. And so I didn't want to overcomplicate the game by trying to control that as well. And I thought it looked great. Just normal.
Okay, looks like all the sandworms don't give you a ring. What's kind of interesting is you keep your rings like when you continue. I wonder if the main difference is
asking, have you guys played Front Mission Gun Hazard?
Yeah, so I just got that. I ordered it from...
I just got it not that long ago either. It's sitting on the staple here. I haven't cleaned it yet. But I've played like a teensy bit of it. But I am looking forward to playing that one. That's, you know, that's the action game that it was it made by the Cybernator Assault Suits people?
Yes. As far as I know, it was, yeah. Pretty sure that it was.
But anyway, back to the Mega Drive box for Jewel Master.
Yeah, look it up.
I'm looking. I mean, it's a really cool box. Are you? Someone said that some other game copied that. I couldn't tell you what. It is a really good box though. It's a great box. Zodiac's saying that it's obvious here that it's the same composer as Shining Force. I can't say I remember Shining Force's music all that well. I've only played the first one. I mean, I have a couple of the others, but I haven't played through them.
I should play play them. I've never. I played Shining Force CD the most. Weirdly. But I'll tell you, like, you mentioned Landstalker earlier, and I feel like that is something that, that I feel I should definitely play. Just one of those games.
What is Elden Ring Lands Between? Is that
It's not DLC, is it? Or
is that DLC or something? Or is that just are you just saying that it looks similar to? Are you saying are you just saying it looks similar to like the landscape shot? I still have not played Elden Ring.
Because you know that it's probably going to end up taking forever.
Yeah, probably. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm sure it's going to be a commitment.
So, someone was asking if you finished any of your 2023 resolution games.
Well, I did start Mega Man 11 on the Backloggery stream on Monday.
Oh yeah, and is it going pretty good?
Yeah. I've beaten 6 Robot Masters and Drum's beaten 7.
Oh, okay.
And the ones that I haven't beaten, I've gotten to them, so I know I can. I know I can get through the levels. But I have no idea whether to expect to be able to finish it tomorrow, or if it'll be sort of a situation where I'll have to finish it up the following Monday. There was a $5 super chat from Eric Schussler. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, would you guys ever consider doing a video on R4 cards or something similar? Seems like a minefield of a marketplace that could use some exploit. Is that this is going to probably sound totally ignorant? That's not the DS flash cards.
It is. It is.
It is. Okay.
And like I'm definitely kind of interested in that. I've been looking more into it because I feel like using a hacked DS is like not been as good as I was like hoping.
Oh really?
I mean it's just you got to like do like the whole like
DS or 3DS?
DS. 3DS is great.
Okay.
I mean, if when I hack something, I want the hack to be as invisible as possible.
Sure.
I just want it to be able to play any game from a list. I don't need anything flashy. I just want to like be able to select something from a list and have it play like in a way that I know is going to be accurate to like how it would play with a disc.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's all I want. And it seems like for using the like what is it, like Twilight Booter or something like that. Like that's the name of the thing on the on a DS.
I mean, so on the D. I mean, is this DS or DSi? Because like I can't even
DSi
think of
is the one that's
because like I can't even think of a reason to hack a regular DS. Like there's no like internal storage, right?
Right. But I mean, right, and there's no SD card, I guess, either.
I actually was.
Jeez.
I was downloading.
Can I jump in here? Is that going to kill me immediately? No. I'm sitting here avoiding this stupid hole, and I can just, like... Still died. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. You still get 3 continues, so...
Anyway, I was downloading the Pokemon Picross just in case to my different DS systems, and I have zero memory of the the 3DS and 3DS XL. I have zero memory of them having no internal storage. Like, you have to have an SD card. Which it surprised me. Like, I wasn't allowed to download anything without putting an SD card.
I didn't get one until like after it was already done. So, and I think I hacked it.
Oh, a regular 3DS?
Oh no. The DSi. Oh, you weren't talking about
I was talking about regular 3DS and
okay.
3DS XL. Like
you definitely had to have an SD card. There was no built-in.
Yeah, it surprised me because I just don't remember that, and it uses like the full size. Like I forgot. I know that on the 3DS XL, like you remove the back plate and put a micro SD card in there.
Right.
I don't remember if it has no internal storage or not. But I mean, since that's my main 3DS, obviously I had it set up, and it's like, you know, it's not even something I have to think about, right? But like when I was like, you know, because I'd done the system transfer from my 3DS to my 3DS XL to my new 3DS XL. So those systems, you know, had nothing on them. So I was like essentially setting them up brand new, and I was like, oh, I seriously can't download this? It just surprised me. Like a little bit of an intense boss.
Yeah, for like a second level, it seems, unless I'm missing something.
But it seems like each level has like a mid-boss and a big boss.
Seems to be that way.
Well, it definitely likes to hang out there, like just at the tip of your maximum jump height.
Yeah.
Oh dang! Hey, there was a 1999 from old Tony Escobar. Thank you. Saying hi, fellas. 45 minutes behind. Just wanted to let you know I'm enjoying my first ever Saturn game on my new Sony 14L5. Nice. Lunar, I love it. Keep up the great work during your 10th anniversary year. Well, thank you. We have yet to show the fruits of our work this year, but rest assured we have been working. I'm sorry we have not actually gotten anything released yet, but we have been working. But yeah, Lunar. I mean, that's part of my pledges this year, and I think we're going to do a video as well. You know,
I did a podcast on it as well. If you want to hear me talk about it.
Oh yeah.
This is this is. I didn't even think about the high jump. Sorry.
Oh.
We'll try. We'll do it one more time. Like this doesn't feel any easier.
No, you don't think so?
No. I
like
if I
even up to this point.
No, not really. I wonder if I accidentally didn't enable it. I mean, it's extremely possible, I guess. Or I did. I wish I had those double shots. Oh, you know what it is doing though? When I do continue, it takes me back to this. I don't have to play the whole level again.
Oh. Yeah. Because you were in the dunes before, right?
Yeah. If that's the only thing that's different with easy mode, that seems like a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of unusual, like the difficulty difference being more generous checkpoints. You know, I was laughing. What was I think it was I was catching up on some game sack while I was eating lunch and dinner today because I fell behind. And I think it was when he was talking about Skyblazer on the criminally overlooked games. It just made me laugh. He said, He said, I think it was Skyblade, but it could have been something else. I can't remember which game it was, but he was like, it might have been the Worm on NES. Anyway,
Yeah.
he said it's got infinite continues, and trust me, you'll need every single one of those continues.
Yeah, yeah. I do remember him saying that in that.
that one got me. There's something else that made me laugh. It was sort of a similar sense of humor.
I mean, I'd really just like to see the next level. But finally, I got him.
Mike in the chat says, this summer I want to try some of the Year of the Caveman games like Joe and Mac and Bonk series.
I wonder how that new Joe and Mac game is.
Yeah, that got me thinking about that. I don't know. I am kind of curious about it though.
Ooh, the Fire Viper. Look at that. I don't know if that's like... It feels slow. So what if I use that? Use this?
Fire Viper.
And that.
Oh,
Ooh, look at that. That's...
Flame and Flame?
Yeah.
Is that just double flame?
Yep. I'm just walking. Oh, maybe I'm walking on snow. Can you see how many levels are in this? I'm assuming that there's probably 8. But I don't know. It seems like the game that might have less than 8 levels.
I could see it being like a 6-level game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this level looks like where your fire is going to be what you want. Let's see. I'll go to Game Facts like the old man I am to get my video game info. There's an incomplete guide and only one complete guide. Oh, there's only 5 levels.
Oh.
I can see
As
this
I
being
immediately
a
die. That's okay. That's okay. That's so. All right. That's fine. I don't mind retrying. You know, just little by little, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is what it's all about.
That's how we do these
Wait.
things.
So I thought you had an extra continue. Okay. The background in this level looks similar to the first level until it starts getting snowy.
Yeah.
Eric Fox wants to know: is it better than Blast Core?
So far, yeah.
Is it better than Fuse?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I played Fuse. I played Fuse when it first came out, and I've never
No,
returned it.
I mean, to be clear, Fuse is a totally fine.
It's a totally
video game
competently made game.
Yes, like that. That's
Look at this guy. Ooh,
that. I guess that's like what the whole joke about Fuse is. It's like, wow, yeah, look at that guy. He's definitely got a.
Ooh, it's earthquake.
He's got a thing going on with his legs, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, Fuse is like.
It's like what?
Like I'm
You-
trying
you
to
can't-
figure out the words.
You can't.
It's like there's
It's just.
there's
Ooh.
there's not really that much bad about it, but there's also not that much like exceptionally good about it. It's just like the epitome of, you know, a
blandness.
a just okay enough video game product. You know?
Yeah.
this greater than Valis? I don't know. Valis is pretty good, but I can see the comparison though. Like it does. They seem to be like a similar tier of action game.
Yeah.
Like I've got a big soft spot for like the, you know, kind of like Castlevania wannabe kind of genre.
Yeah.
You know, most of them are like not really like the most impressive games or anything, but there's something about them that I kind of get into. Rears to Blood is asking, where's Sandy? Where is Sandy? I think Sandy's being lazy downstairs. Sandy. Sandy, look at what Coury's playing.
She's like, oh, great. Cool. Sweet.
Sandy, look at this.
Sweet. It's like, sweet dad. Like, thanks for waking me up for this.
Sandy, what is this?
I mean, do you imagine her, like, in your head, like, calling you dad?
No.
Really? I imagine Nelly calling me dad.
I've never really, like, understood the whole, you know, like pet parent thing, pet dad, pet mom sort of thing. Like you know, I feel like it almost diminishes the role of the dog in the family by equating it to a human member of the family, right? Like I feel like the dog means something to the family and to the household that like a human, they fulfill a different role. And I think that role is special, right? So like you know, like Sandy is you know a family member, but like I don't equate her to being like my kid. You know. Like if anything, like I would almost equate her as being like more like, or just like any dog in your family, like almost more like a sibling, except like you're the older sibling and have to look after them, right?
I see. I don't think. I don't know.
Like she's just Sandy's my buddy. She's just my buddy.
I don't know if I'm doing this right. I'm shooting in the face. I assume that's what you're supposed to do.
I mean, I don't know if a big rock tortoise is going to be very weak to fire.
I mean, I don't know. But it's like in here. I got him though. Drop that blue ring. See, that was a lot easier.
That wasn't the final boss of the level, though, was it?
Of that level, yeah.
Really?
We're on the 4 now.
What was the mid boss in the eye? Was there a mid boss?
There seemed to be one on that one. On that level.
This is the level that always has like incredible music on the.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Game demo.
I'm almost dead though, because your health carries over. You don't get a replenished health. So hopefully there's one of those fruits laying around here pretty soon here. Could really use one of them fruits. Oh! I expected it to do another bigger bounce. It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. You know, we're all about try again, right?
Yep.
Stranger Moon says, "What if pet destroys game collection? What would you guys do?" I mean, when she was a puppy, let me get it. I've probably shown it before.
Depends on what it was.
Wait, what could you do? Well, I have here the BioShock 1 and 2 pack for Xbox 360. And when she was a puppy, when I was in the shower one day, this was, I guess, at the time it was on a lower shelf. And I never would have thought to hide it from her or anything, but she chewed through that. And now this is one of these things where like I hate like unusual game packaging. I prefer everything to be consistent.
Yeah.
But the problem with this set is there's really no other way to shelve it, because there's no like DVD case in here. So, you know, it's one of these deals where, you know, the discs are actually in this like cardboard sleeve, which I hate, but it was a good way to get these games together. But yeah, I see it like the chew marks go through the outer case and onto the inner case. Every once in a while, you know, she actually when I was sending the M2 Blu-rays off to get packaged,
which we should have more of in probably 2 weeks, I'm guessing. By the way.
Yeah. But when I was sending off the discs to get packaged, she actually, I had, you know, the box packaged up and it was sitting next to the garage door. You know, I was gonna, you know, go mail it after my shower, and she chewed through it like just a corner of the box. I mean, didn't get to any of the Blu-rays, but chewed through the corner of the box while I was in the shower. And like, I mean, so it's very rare, but every once in a while, she like gets this uncontrollable urge to eat cardboard.
just needed to have it.
It just doesn't happen often, but the first time was this BioShock collection.
Yeah. See, like, that's like one of the good things about Nelly being so small, and she's got this tiny little mouth that she can't like really get, you know, like her mouth around stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, she'll like grab papers and stuff like that. That's really the only thing that she's.
If anything, it's small enough, like, and it falls on the floor, like, if it could plausibly be food.
Yeah.
You know, she wants it in her mouth.
I hear that.
So, you know, and not having any kids makes it pretty easy to keep, you know, only safe things for Sandy on the floor. Luckily, she's never shown any interest in wires. That would be a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just every, like, once in a blue moon. Like, once every 2 years, she wants to chew up some cardboard.
What?
Mr. Do says, I get the same urge try. The reason I don't have any complete box NES games is because I ate all the boxes.
We're just gonna stick with the ice dagger from the start.
Dark V says, is it weird that I mostly remember childhood stuff from the 80s if it involved video games? Anyone else have this issue? I mean, I would not remember when anything in my life happened if it wasn't for like associating it with video game release dates. Like I would be like, oh, I could not even begin to tell you what year that was, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time I really started thinking and paying attention to that stuff was like Donkey Kong Country says like 1994 Nintendo when you boot it up, right? And I know that, you know, I got my Super Nintendo the year Donkey Kong Country came out. I got Donkey Kong Country that year it came out for Christmas. And that was the year that we moved from Ohio to Delaware. So I definitively know when we moved to Delaware because I will never forget that Donkey Kong Country came out in 1994. I'll never forget that.
I mean, I definitely remember a lot of stuff that way, too. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of other stuff, you know. Like, I remember a lot by music, too. But definitely, I mean, just like, I remember stupid dates because of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you remember that you, like, got the Donkey Kong Country VHS tape the same day that the Jurassic Park VHS came out.
Yeah. And I remember that I got Final Fantasy 3 when, like, my high school's homecoming weekend was that day, or like that weekend. I got it on a Friday. And yeah, I mean, I just remember that because I remember going to the high school dance, and that was the first time I ever slow danced with a girl. It was like the day after I got Final Fantasy 3. I mean, I just remember it for whatever reason.
But you know, I don't remember new video game release dates as well as like I could tell you all about it for you know, a significant chunk of like Super Nintendo and N64 games, and GameCube games and PS2. A lot of them I could do pretty good with. But like after college, I would say a lot of that became fuzzier. Like I can remember very well like what year systems released,
yeah.
And so I can kind of base a little bit around that. Like I think on last week's stream we were like trying to remember when Drum and Lynn moved to the Charlotte area, and I was like, well, you guys, you know, back when they lived on the eastern side of the state, they visited here for the Wii U launch. So I was like, so it had to have been after the Wii U launched. And then I remembered when I was like helping them with moving and stuff was right around when I was finishing up Lightning Returns, and then Dark Souls 2 came out. Which I believe, was after the PS4 and Xbox One were all. So that was like early 2014. Did my family move often? When I was younger, yes. Later, not so much. My dad worked in construction management, so we had to move a few times to different projects. But basically grew up in, I mean, when I was a baby, I lived in North Carolina such a short time. You know, moved before I could remember. So, you know, grew up in Tennessee, Ohio, and Delaware. So, was in Delaware for the end of elementary school and all of middle school and high school. So not so much. Like once I turned 10, didn't move so much.
I didn't move at all.
I mean, that's probably most people.
At least until I moved out, and then I moved a lot.
I mean, you moved a bunch of times, like after you moved to the Cincinnati area.
Yeah. Well,
you've moved like 3 or 4 times.
3 times. But in this house was the final time. I am not going to move again, if I can help it. So, obviously.
I still haven't been there.
I know. I was just thinking about that. Like, we should find a time for you to come out here.
I know.
Really weird to consider that you haven't been here.
I know. Like you had like so many cool people come by your
the
house.
Old house, and I mean, I've had a lot of cool people come here, honestly, too. Now at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you had Dan Kuntz there a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Who else has been there? Obviously, some of your old friends have been.
Yeah.
Like Chris.
Jeez, I wish that there was a whatchamacallit, like a fruit around here. I'm gonna try like not using the ice. I'm gonna try using this.
Well, I think that looks like ice. I've gotten the impression looking at this attack you're using, it might be a little weak.
Yeah.
It doesn't look very strong, but it does have quite some range.
And it can fire through walls, which is kind of the big thing, I guess.
Ah. Oh, it's the wave beam.
Yeah, I mean, it's called wave.
I will say that when using like dual stick controls in Metroid Prime, that changing weapon types is a little bit of a pain.
Oh, for sure. That was that was the biggest problem that I had. That and shooting like super missiles.
Yeah, that was really weird too.
It would be better if you could just have it so that the A button, which also doubles as your normal shot, if you could have that be a missile button, that would have fixed it all.
Yeah. I kept wanting to hit Y to shoot missiles. Like, I didn't even really want them on the shoulder button, and that would have solved the problem as well. Like, the game the game has a lot of control customization, but it needs more.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you can do things on the system level, but I don't really like doing that. I don't know. I really wanted to hit Y for missiles.
Oh, come on! I thought I was gonna at least make it to the next level and not have to do this dumb part again. He had to be close to being dead there too.
But you know, I had some complaints about complaints about the actual like button mapping in some cases, but like the actual feel of just like moving around in the game with the dual analog controls was fantastic, especially since it's really hidden in the menu. But if anyone likes using stick plus gyro aiming, they make it look like gyro only works on certain control modes, but then like once you can't access this from the main settings menu, like from the title screen, but once you're in the game, you go into control settings, you can turn on gyro while using like the dual stick control setup. So, and you can also like customize the sensitivity. So like if you're like me and you just like, you want to do your broad movements with the stick and just do just a little bit of aim adjustment like I was doing when I played Quake last year. I love that, and too few games do that. Nintendo is pretty consistent about having gyro options, but you know they're not making a whole lot of shooters either. I mean, obviously, like Splatoon fans are pretty hardcore about needing that gyro. But that's a very different kind of gyro because that's all about vertical. You can't even, if you're using gyro, I don't think you can even aim vertically with the stick in Splatoon, which is a little weird. I want to have full control with the stick, but also just do a little bit of movement. I think it adds so much to the feel of aiming controls, and it just felt great, just moving around the world, aiming and stuff. And of course, you can still do lock on. So I mean, you've got all. In fact, if you wanted, I didn't do this, but you do have the option for having the ability.
I know how to do that easily now.
To move your aim while locked on, which I think is similar to Wii controls, which could be useful, like especially since like your bullets have like travel time, right? And some weapons fire faster than others, so you might want to like aim ahead. But like I'm not I'm not that good, I think, to really succeed at doing things that way.
Yeah. Kaylee Gamer is saying that they heard that this was Kenji Ino's first game. Can you see if that's true? I'd be real curious about that.
Wait, really?
My thoughts exactly.
Let's see. We worked on Panic Restaurant. Oh, Kaylee Gamer says it's a joke.
Oh.
I don't know why. Is there something about this game that seems like a
Yeah.
Kenji Ino thing? That's cool that Kenji Ino worked on Panic Restaurant.
The jank animation. I mean, whatever. You know what? He just... All that matters to him is getting from point A to point B.
You don't care how he looks doing it. I mean, you know, a lot of games have animation like that. You know, it definitely saves on cartridge space. I mean, I think it's better. Like his walking sprite looks better than Turtles 2 on Game Boy. I hate how they look in that game. Like that really stiff posture.
Yeah, and then only their legs move.
Yeah, like I really hate that. But this guy, like, he at least has like a cool pose that he's holding while he
has intent.
Yes. He is like ready to shoot some triple fireballs, you know?
He's like, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get where I'm going, where I need to go.
Yep.
So before I left, or before I had to go to Columbus last week, I had a pretty busy weekend doing like, ooh, is this going to be another life bar? Or no, it's just another ring. I had a lot of like several events at my kids' school, like fundraiser things, and on Saturday it was the night for like the parents like night thing, and I did live band karaoke
Live band karaoke
Yeah.
for your kid's school.
So not just for the kids' school, but I mean, it was a fundraiser event with like just like the parents went. It was like just like a night out.
Uh-huh.
And they had a live band, and you could sing karaoke. You sing, and I did the live band karaoke. It was pretty bad, but you know what? I did it. I did that.
I mean, isn't part of the point of karaoke to be bad?
Well, I mean, you don't need to feel bad about being bad. But when people are real good at it, it's like, oh, that's like people that are really good at it. It is a sight. It's really enjoyable when people are good at it. But yeah, that's definitely like outside of my zone. I mean, like I did karaoke, just with friends without kids around or anything like that. I think it was like back in October, and just had a really good time. But that was a closed room, and I am totally fine, like singing in a closed room with just like friends. But this was like a whole other thing. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, that was my another health upgrade.
Ooh.
But it was fun. They didn't have as many very many songs to choose from, but I go into a little bit more in depth on it, like in this week's podcast episode. Did you listen to the podcast that we did when John was on?
Oh, I didn't know that happened.
It's just like the most recent
I had no clue that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, we just thought it would be fun to like have him on to like talk about things like not related to games. We still talk about games a bit, but it was he like goes through and like told us about like all the different cars he's had over the years.
Yeah,
it was kind of fun.
No, I had no idea he was on. There was a $4.99 from Broken Halo. Thank you.
Thank you.
And the real missed opportunity with Primary Master's controls, not being able to use the dual stick scheme with Wii free aim without locking on. Yeah, I guess I see what you mean.
I'm gonna die. I'm being reckless here.
Are you sure that you couldn't accomplish this? I'm waiting to see what happens here. Oh, bummer.
I mean, I was really reckless there. It's like not that tough.
But are you sure that wouldn't be accomplished by turning on the gyro plus stick movement like I had? I mean, if you made like higher sensitivity settings. I mean, I don't think that's how I would want it anyway, but do you not have to get your extra health again?
No.
Or do you already have
all that stuff carries over. It's kind of neat. Kind of nice.
Well, like I kept the sensitivity really low because I just wanted my controller movement to be just in a little bit in the middle of the screen. Like I didn't want it to like actually like do like a big turn or anything. I want to move the right on the gyro and stick. Are you sure that you're not missing the option that I was using? Because if you go into the menu, I mean, we might be talking about, because it's been so long since I've played Metroid Prime 3. I can't remember exactly how the controls work, but if you go into the menu in game, like it doesn't, the setting is not available from the title screen settings. You can activate gyro plus stick at the same time.
It took me a while to find that too.
Did you use it?
I did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love that stuff. But I can't tell if he's talking about like he really wanted to like do something. He wanted to do something different with it.
I think if I just stay down here, I bet I can hit it without even having to worry about that big powerful shot that he shoots out.
Yeah, I mean, you probably hit him more times on the platform.
I mean, I think I figured out a way to beat that second boss really easily too. If you just stay on one far side of the screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's two options in the menu. One just makes the gyro work the same as the right stick. The other allows freely aiming around the screen, but only when locked in. Okay.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't activate that because I thought I would probably play better without the free aim when locked on. But I like the the gyro is the same as right stick, but you obviously don't want it to move as much as the right stick. So I have the sensitivity relatively low. I just like making that like minor adjustment. Like I found it really useful for just like if I'm walking toward a door and I'm like not aimed right at it, I can just do a little bit of controller movement to like move the aim toward the door, and and that works. So I love how it feels just moving around everything. I think it feels really great.
I want to find the wave beam here.
They don't make good games anymore. It's just all remasters. Well, this is definitely another year of the remasters for sure. I will admit. You've got Metroid Prime, you've got Kirby's Return to Dreamland, you've got Resident Evil 4. Well, the Resident Evil 4 seems like it's going to basically be a new game. But you know what? We're all getting old. It's sometimes nice to just play an old favorite in a new way, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with just catering to what you already like sometimes. I like having new experiences as well, but sometimes it's a good excuse to replay a game that you really like Metroid Prime,
Exactly. Oh, there's the fruit that I didn't make it.
Oh yeah, and then of course Dead Space came out, and Advance Wars is coming finally. Did you watch the Sony State of Play thing?
Yeah, isn't that great?
It was, huh?
Like I don't even understand why they even had it.
I know it was. I was actually watching it with John.
Oh yeah.
We were just like hoping for Half-Life Alyx and like all the VR games they showed was like they look like they would be fine, but they're not going to sell you on a PSVR 2,
Right.
Like if you have one, it's like, oh, that might be a good game, but like they need that killer game,
Yeah,
and they just aren't showing it.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, like the Resident Evil 4 trailer was like the only good part.
Yeah. I mean, do you feel like that is making, like, it's relieved a lot of your fears for it?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I feel like my fears have been taken care of a long time ago. It's looking really good. It's looking like it's going to hit the right tone.
Yeah.
I was nervous with the first showing, but afterward, I feel good about it.
Well, this weapon is really, really powerful here.
Oh yeah, that's right. Resident Evil 4 is supposed to have a VR mode coming, isn't it? I forgot about that. I don't know if that's a PSVR 2 seller, but
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
I'm definitely expecting to get one at some point, but like, just like right now, especially with the lack of physical games, I want to experience it, but my enthusiasm to spend $500 on it at the moment is small.
yeah.
But I really want it. Like it sounds like the actual like quality of the experience is really, really good. But, it needs an Astrobot,
Exactly.
And it sounds like the Resident Evil 8 VR mode is going to be really good, but I just wish I liked Resident Evil 8. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any
fine.
I mean, I would be more inclined to play through like the third person mode of that than I would be. Dang, I mean, this thing seems.
Well, it sounds like the VR mode's actually pretty interesting with like how like you can move like stuff between your hands. Whoa, that thing is sizable.
Man, I hope this is gonna.
I do like that weapon you have. I mean, it's hitting
It's real.
times.
It's real powerful. I just like destroyed that thing with it.
Dang, nice.
Oh, gee, come on.
What? Oh no! Did that hurt you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a whole another boss now.
Oh,
And
it's
I just
fighting
died.
you now. Oh, I thought it was just falling.
I was not
man.
like expecting that. And yeah, that was that.
Oh man!
I wasn't expecting it.
Ah, caught you off guard.
Yeah. I mean, that seems like the kind of move a final boss would pull.
You're still on level 4, right?
As far as I know, yeah. I mean, I haven't gotten anything saying.
Yeah,
level
that's
was
not the final boss because the final. What's the final? The final level is called Castle Jardine.
Okay.
You're in the Crimson Valley. Yeah, and you know what else is funny about the state of play is I feel like Sony just wasn't thinking at all when they picked the name for it, because I googled like where to watch state of play, and like 90% of what it brings up is some like Russell Crowe movie.
Oh, you're talking. That's.
It's probably some sports ball thing.
No. I think that's the. It's like based on. It's like a news thing. Like, I don't remember what it was. I mean, there was like a mini series of it also. And I think I had.
I don't know, but the vast majority of what comes up is that. So it's bad SEO for Sony.
Yeah. Can you make a note there? I see that Tori Hanzo saying equip fire and water level 3 on one hand and earth and wind on the other for the ultimate combo.
Hang on. Here, I'll open up a notepad here.
Yeah, I mean I can write it down too. But...
Oh yeah, you write it down. I'll read the 1999 super chat from Scott Reisig. Thank you. Saying, evening, gents. Corey, I saw your 14L5/20L5 get spruced up on Steve's channel. Thinking about getting a 20L5, but keep hearing from folks that higher-end BVMs and multi-format monitors can be a pain to maintain. What do you think? Well, Steve has my 20L5 right now. I don't know if he's had a chance to investigate the situation yet, but fingers crossed he can fix it.
He had like a health scare there. I don't know if you saw.
I did. I saw. I actually didn't know of it. Someone mentioned it to me. I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know about this. And I went to his YouTube channel and saw that he had posted a video about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if he's really gotten back into the swing of things since then.
he seems like he's doing okay.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, it's like real intense, but at the same time, it's just like hearing Steve, because Steve, like, he has like a very distinct voice. It's like almost like I don't know how to like his manner of speaking is just like
he always just sounds really jovial.
Yeah,
you know.
But when he's
he did not sound jovial in that video.
No, but it's just like sometimes when he just like says certain things, like when he
almost sounds like he's about to tell you the funniest thing you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah. But there's like, you know, when he's like talking, he's like, and I said to my wife, I think I'm gonna die. And I was like, oh my god. It's just like it's like this juxtaposition of like the way that he like sounds when he talks, I guess.
Yeah.
With the words.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. But I'm glad he.
Yeah.
It sounds like he had a positive experience at the hospital.
Yes.
So
if I go.
But yeah, it was
fire and water.
Yeah, it's tough seeing Steve put in a position like that because, you know, like I said, he always just he like just the tone of his voice makes him sound like he's always having a good time, you know?
Yeah. So fire and water don't do anything if they're like on one hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, green and white on the other hand. Is that, you mean green and gray? I mean, that's earthquake. But if I put the blue on there, it's not saying anything. Oh, I don't have level 3, I guess. Okay, I see. So it's got to be all 4 of them. I got it.
But yeah, I don't know if, you know, the higher precision PVMs and BVMs are necessarily harder to maintain than others. I don't know. You know, it's so weird because there's this kind of like almost contradiction of like PVMs and BVMs are built to like last and be real workhorses, but they're also built to be maintained. So there is kind of a bit of a strange thing about that.
I don't know if this like I don't know if the barrier does anything. It's okay. It's okay.
Maybe it increases your defense natively.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I didn't have level 3 yet of the of wind. We're just gonna keep on going.
There was a $5 super chat from Nana Cheesecake. Thank you. Saying happy Sunday. Love putting on long MLiG episodes / playlists while at work. I can't watch the video. I can't watch, but the videos are great. Even just listening. So well done.
Thank you.
I can't imagine listening to myself while working, but I'm glad it works for someone.
Well, we'll see where I end up with this Ambernick video this week. So Chris did this video on this controller that I'm using. Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly did a video, and he set it up where he used 2 cameras to like do a multicam recording on the fly. And I see that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that. So I got it all set up, and then I was like, I'm gonna like record a little bit of. I need to have video or have audio to go along with the Ambernick, the video that I'm showing. So I like was gonna feed the audio into my mixer. And this is so stupid. This is so stupid this even happened. But I mean, let this be a warning to to anybody who does like video and audio stuff. Sometimes you forget. And I just had like an XLR to 3.5 millimeter jack adapter laying here, and I'm like, oh, I'll just like put that in. And I plug it in, and it was fine. And I was like getting a little bit of noise. And I'm like, oh, like I wonder what's going on. So I like pulled it out and plugged it back in really quick. And then the whole thing just like went black. And I mean, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. But I totally forgot that I was using phantom power with this microphone. So I thought I destroyed the thing, and I was like prepared for it to be like completely broken. And I opened it up the next day, and I unhooked the battery and then plugged the battery back in, and then it like started working again. The only thing that seems to be like damaged though is that if I go above like 16% volume on the built-in speakers, I can hear like kind of a hissing sound. And I don't know if that's something, I don't think that was something that was there before. But like that's fine. That's fine. It is what it is. You know? But that, you know, just like this, just one of those situations where stupid things happen, and you get so like caught up.
So you were actually trying to record live when that happened.
Yeah. I mean, that's how
you're going to be talking about it.
Yes, and I can use my Stream Deck to like do angle switching.
Right. So I didn't realize when that happened, like you were like actually prepared to be shooting yourself like on camera and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have like I mean, I was getting it up so that I wasn't getting ready to do it right then. I was just figuring it out of how to do it.
Oh, I see Rears to Blood saying that beat Lufia 2 this week.
Oh, that's another one. That was almost on my list.
Oh, I didn't realize you haven't beaten Lufia 2?
No, I've only beaten the first one. Believe it or not.
Well, see, I should put Lufia and Lufia 2 on next year's list.
Yeah. I'm almost halfway through my list.
I know!
I think my next one's going to be Undertale. And I thought the Undertale was longer, but apparently it's like 6.5 hours.
Although, I mean, based on, you know, how people play it, you might be compelled to, like...
Replay it again.
Replay it, because, like, there's... I mean, I don't know that much about it, but, I mean, I know there's, like, depending on your approach, you know, you can get a lot... some different endings. I'm pretty sure people probably have opinions about what you should go for.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
You shouldn't look into that. Yeah, you should do what you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I at least I'm working on Mega Man 11. I've been thinking about maybe doing Viva Pinata soon. But I also could kind of go for an RPG.
Yeah.
I'm you know, I'm kind of like moving into like
you
heavy.
You should play Inside. You'll probably beat it in a night.
Huh?
You should play Inside. You'll probably beat it in one night.
Yeah. But I could also beat it in a night in December if I need to.
Yes.
But like, you know, I'm kind of, you know, moving into like where I can like work pretty heavily on Analog Frontiers Part 4 and like finally bring that home. My gosh, it's going to be a load off my shoulders. But like, you know, I want to pick something that like I could play for just like an hour or so before bed, you know. During that time, and I thought Viva Pinata might be a good fit. I'm so like, it's so weird because I actually played like 4 hours of Viva Pinata several years ago on a as a backloggery directorship. and I remember so little about that stream that like I feel like I still don't know that much about the game. Like I'm so nervous about that game. Like, you know,
I think you'll be fine with it though. I mean, I just think that you just go into it, just you know, like just throw yourself into whatever it offers and be like, I'm just gonna figure this out.
Yeah, I mean I'm sure it's a very casual game, but it's just like it's not what I'm used to playing, you know?
Yeah.
How do we pick what game we are going to play every week? I mean, it's often a bit of a last-minute decision. I mean, I think it was kind of today, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's, you know,
just whatever.
We try to like, and like, for example, you thought like, oh, we haven't done a Genesis game in a while.
Yeah.
So you picked a Genesis game, you know. So we sometimes think of stuff like that. I mean, you know, a lot of times we will end up getting on like a Switch kick or something like that, and we might be like, oh, like we've been playing too many Switch games. Like let's play a retro game.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, most of the, even if we are playing Switch though, they're usually like retro style games. But I mean, like let's play something on an actual old system. You know, just kind of we. So yeah, we try to like consider some variety, but it's usually not like more. There's
not a lot of intent, unless it's something we are planning on for a while, like ahead of time.
Yeah, I mean more often than not, I'd say we try to pick something that can be backlog progress.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's also like, man, I don't really. Especially if like you're not like you don't think you can beat like a game in the span of a stream. It's like I don't really want to like start this game and then you know I'll like have like then I'll have to like finish it in the next week. If I don't finish it in the next week, then I'll probably never go back. You know, so it's like. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't feel like committing to anything, so I'll just play like a Mario game or something, you know, just replay something.
Exactly, and not that there's anything wrong with that. Like it's fun to replay stuff on stream.
Yeah, it really just depends, you know.
It does.
See Hattori Hanzo II say, has anyone checked out Pizza Tower? Highly recommended for people who like Wario Land 4. I've seen that Wario Land comparison made for it, and I've looked at I've watched a trailer for it because I've heard a lot of people talk. Have you heard of this game? I've heard people talking about it.
Yeah.
It's to me though it looks more like, I don't know, it almost looks more like a cross between like Sonic and Earthworm Jim. It's got like a real like 90s like Ren and Stimpy type of like character animation, which is not really my style. Like, I mean, I guess Earthworm Jim is kind of in that ballpark too. The quality of the art and animation is like awesome though. Like it almost looks like super. It looks like Microsoft Paint used by a really talented animator. It's like what? I mean, it's actually really cool looking. Okay, Hattori Hanzo says it's Wario Land 4 but super fast. That's interesting. I do like Wario Land 4 a lot. It's a very good game. I feel like that game has like brought Wario Land 4 fans out of the woodwork because I saw someone say, you know, Wario Land 4 is an actual perfect game.
Really?
I'm like, oh,
Dang.
I didn't know people felt that strongly about Wario Land 4. I always thought that Wario Land 2 and 3 were more popular than Wario Land 4, and that I was a minority for thinking Wario Land 4 was better than those two.
I swear these things look like Rodan, kind of, but almost Godzilla-esque at the same time.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, hearing it compared to Wario Land 4 makes me more interested, I guess. Because I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this looks like Earthworm Jim meets Sonic, and I don't love either of those things. I mean, Sonic is okay. I just don't love Sonic. But Earthworm Jim, I just don't like at all. I thought it was like funny as a kid, but
It's definitely not much fun to play now.
it's not really my kind of art style or humor, and I don't like the gameplay. I don't like that whole like who's the guy that did those games? I'm drawing a blank on his name.
Did like directed them or did the music? Tommy
Oh,
Tallarico did
I know
the music.
Tommy Tallarico, but I mean the guy
Yes,
directed them. What's his name?
I don't remember what it is. It wasn't the guy who did like the.
Well, like Shiny Interactive. David Perry.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah. Like I don't like the Shiny Interactive games and the Virgin Entertainment games that, you know, those like real like, you know, highly, you know, animated games. Like I just don't like how they play.
Mm-hmm. So this is how you beat this guy. I think you can just like stay on the side of the screen and he won't hit you.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't shoot far enough to hit you.
Nice. Psycho says, tries more of a Boogerman guy. You know, I've not played enough Boogerman to really say one way or the other.
Booger.
Has your son ever played Boogerman?
No. No.
Has he ever seen
maybe if they
Boogerman?
put it on Roblox, he'd play it.
I thought you said he liked the demo of Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
He did, and we played through the first like 2 worlds, or the first
Oh, okay.
the first 1.5 worlds. And like middle of playing it, he reached over and grabbed his iPad and logged into Roblox, and I'm like,
What?
like literally in the middle of a level.
Whoa! Like he's just like I'm done. I'm playing
Yeah.
Roblox.
Yes.
Like rude.
Yeah. I know.
Like what did you say?
I was just like, if you're done, like at least like, you know, like you can jump out, you know, you can like leave at any time. I'm like, come on, like this is fine. I don't know. It has that whole like that new area, like the Magdalore place. It's kind of neat.
Oh, the theme park.
Yeah, and like
Yeah,
it's funny when that like loads. It's like you can see like that frame rate.
Yeah, it's like it seems like it's. I didn't actually do anything there. I just like went into it.
Yeah,
It like seems like it might be based more on like the Forgotten Land engine, maybe.
right. I mean, whatever. Hopefully, we'll like get back to it. All right. price tag, or I need something else.
One says pay that much for Kirby's Return to Dreamland, you better play that game. Well, I was thinking about, I was telling you about, I think it's interesting and surprising that Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is a $60 game. And
Right.
Metroid Prime Remastered is $40. And I feel like surely Metroid Prime Remastered was both more work and more popular.
Yeah, it's
like I feel like you could reverse those prices and Metroid Prime would still sell more. I feel like reducing Kirby's price to 40 would help that game sell more. And
yeah, it's definitely a weird.
In other words, Kirby would sell more at $40 than $60, but I feel like Metroid Prime would sell about the same. Like, maybe I'm overestimating how popular Metroid Prime is, but like, I feel like that game, everyone was really hyped to see that, get re-released and get re-released in such a well-made version. Like, it looks fantastic. Like, I'd be happy with Metroid Prime 4 looking just like it.
But right. Yeah, but I think they've been sitting on it for a long time.
That's been the rumor. Like, there's been rumors for like a year or two now that like Nintendo's just been sitting on a finished Metroid Prime.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's so smooth. Like, I know the original was 60 frames per second, but it's crazy how smooth it is.
Yes. It's just really well done. And, I hope that the other ones actually get done. Like, they do the other ones.
I feel like I saw some rumor that, like, those are also going to be re-released, but, like, not, like, extensively redone.
I wonder if they're reconsidering that, though, now.
Maybe with the reception. I mean, it depends. I guess it depends on whether they're already good to go.
I mean, you think the general consensus is that it's the best one? Like, the first one is the best one?
Easily.
Okay.
Easily. I mean, I think Metroid Prime 3, from what I remember of it anyway, or at least what I remember thinking at the time, I just don't remember the game that well, but I mean, I feel like it could be a contender, but I feel like it probably, from like most people, got minus points just for being a Wii game with, pointer controls, even though like I feel like that's the thing the Wii does best is aiming.
Yeah.
Sega says Metroid Dread did pretty well, even in Japan. That's impressive, actually.
Yeah, it's like
well
Metroid
here,
never.
It's impressive to hear it do well in Japan.
Yeah, isn't it the case? Like, generally, like Metroid doesn't do very good in Japan.
That's
typically been the case previously.
But of course that's based on information from decades ago. Because I mean that was always the rationale behind, having Metroid Prime go to an American developer, right?
Yeah.
Or that was part of the rationale. It was always like, oh, this is just a way bigger thing in the West than it is in Japan. That's always been what people have said, but I don't know. Maybe Metroid Other M made Metroid really popular in Japan, for all I know.
Right.
I mean, I'm kind of joking, but also kind of not. No, I don't know. Also, Other M is actually pretty good. But even though like, you and I like kind of just felt like, Metroid Dread felt like just another Metroidvania. Like, I mean, I'm thrilled, to hear of the game's success because it was extraordinarily well made.
Yeah.
And it deserves all the success in the world. Like, the problems with the game have less to do with the game and more just us feeling burnt out on 2D Metroidvania.
Guys. Sorry. Gotta get that fruit. There it is. Although I'm probably going to die on this mid-boss. I feel like I took some hard hits last time.
Falling down that waterfall, like the actual waterfall, makes me think of Revenge of Shinobi.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the little platforms sticking out on it. Man, I need to play GG Shinobi 2 sometime.
Yeah.
This boss is so weird looking.
Yeah, I mean, this game's it's interesting because it, in a lot of ways, it just feels like very generic. I like this is the kind of game that if I had bought it like the day it came out, like nobody was like probably looking forward to this game.
Yeah, it was probably not hyped in any capacity. It's just like it showed up at stores and some people bought it.
Yeah. Probably not many though. But what do I know? I'm just trying to find my health upgrade here. It'd be nice to be able to find that.
Now, do you think there's a health upgrade in every level? I mean, it looks like you couldn't have more than 6 pips of
Right,
health.
so that's why I think there's just why one more.
Like, do you think there's there's only 6, or there could possibly be...
I think that there's only 6.
I mean, I don't think you could hold more than 6, but I wonder if there could be another somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. There she is. There, I got it. Found it.
Nice. I mean, to clarify, I streamed Other M, like right after Metroid Dread came out. And I think it is a very well-playing game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the story is, whatever. Like, everyone lets the story and the fact that it's on... Everyone lets the story completely ruin the game for them. And they don't even want to give it a second chance because they're like, oh, it's just a Wii game. Well, people just don't even want to give Wii games a chance.
Yeah.
But it plays great. Like, it's such a interesting, like, 2D, 3D hybrid. It's like, it's a 3D game that kind of plays like a 2D game. It's a unique playing game, and I think it's really good. Like, just as far as the game design goes, it's really good.
Alright, I'm going to switch to the barrier. Let's see how this goes. I don't know if this hurts him.
If what hurts him? Oh,
Like when I hit him before.
Oh. Well, I mean, you could see explosions. So I don't see why not. The way his neck moves, I mean, it's just doing the standard, like, 16-bit, like, ball appendage thing.
Right.
But, like, it actually, it looks really especially effective there,
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, so I just got the green, the best one. Okay, so it was fire and water on one hand, and earth and wind on the other. Okay.
You know what, Adam Wilson? There's nothing wrong with basic gameplay, in my opinion.
Blade. Look at that. Whoa.
Huh?
I killed the boss like before he even had a chance to come together.
What is this?
It's like a sword.
That's like doing some insane crap.
Yeah.
So that's like the ultimate. So do you just have one of each, the most powerful of each element equipped?
Yes.
And it does that?
And then it does that.
That's crazy. It looks incredible.
Yeah. It's really obnoxious sounding. It kills like so many enemies like very quickly though.
I wonder if it would have been just as effective on normal.
Probably. I mean, if I'm able to finish this, you know I'm going to try it on normal tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow to record footage for the games we play.
Exactly. Look at how he carries that sword.
Oh yeah, it's like a totally different pose, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like not exactly like the most elegant looking thing either. You know?
No, he definitely looks cooler when he.
I know he definitely thinks like he knows how strong he is with this thing. He's like, it's almost like he's got like a smile on his face.
Yeah, I see that. It's like the happy face that the Cat and Gato Roboto made.
Yes.
It's that smile.
It's equivalent, yeah.
Oh, Kinto Zero says, sort of Sudan. Audie got trying to play it. Yes, man. I was aware that this video game called Sword of Sudan was considered one of the worst on the Genesis, but I'd never actually seen it, and oh my gosh.
I don't know if I'm going backwards here.
It is a baffling thing that somehow exists. Oh yeah, you somehow got back to the beginning of the level.
Okay, that's what
At least the enemies don't seem to respawn.
Right. The funniest thing about Sword of Sodan is that the sound effect, like there's no music, it's just birds chirping.
Oh.
And you know, because it's Electronic Arts, so they would end up reusing those bird chirping sounds for PGA Tour golf.
Wait, what's K-League game we're talking about here? Virtual Racing Mega Drive was equivalent something $120 something or other.
Probably,
Japan
yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Like, I bought Virtual Racing on Mega Drive like a few months ago, and it was cheap. It was like $15 or less. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Maybe we're talking about the equivalent cost of when it was new?
Maybe. So I can unequip the green and have a double
less
jump.
Than $15.
Oh, come on. I wonder if I can... How do I get back up here now?
No. $120, yes, BITD. Oh, back in the day. Y'all can't count on me to understand your slangs.
All right. I wish I could get up there with my double jump, but I can't.
Well, I can confirm that today it's like $15. I'll get off my shelf.
At least it's glad that I'm glad that there's no respawning enemies.
No, I didn't put it on my shelf. Here. table of many games that I have yet to clean and get on my shelf. But yeah, I was just like, oh, I don't own any version of.
Well, it's definitely one of those games that's like handy to have.
It's just nice to have because it's like, oh yeah, it's a unique Genesis game, and I don't have any version of it, so I was like, why not the Japanese version? And it's interesting.
I don't know if that was the mini boss that I may have just killed with one hit. I don't know if this is like suddenly like easy mode, but if you really, I would not complain if I could strike down the final boss with one hit of this thing. I would laugh.
Yeah, it's interesting because this is like comes in a light gray case, and it's actually got like a shiny cover. It's not like the matte finish that Genesis games are normally in, which I actually like the normal. But yeah, this is a little bit of a different case. Yeah, I just thought like, oh, that'd be a cool thing to have since it's so cheap. Correct me if I'm wrong, but did the U.S. version of this not come in a case? Is it a cardboard box game?
No, it's in a case.
Oh, okay. There was no comment, but a $5 super chat from old Eric Benoit, EB Chill 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, as always.
Thank you.
I like try stack games table. It's embarrassing. It needs like that is like a majority of my used game acquisitions from like the past like 7 or 8 months. I just got real lazy about cleaning them. Like I was like, oh man, I don't feel like cleaning this many games. And then I got more. Then now I'm like, oh man, now it's even worse, and I also don't feel like cleaning this many games. And I mean, most of them were very, very cheap, but I need to clean them, and I don't put them on my shelf until they're clean, because if they're on the shelf, they need to be ready to play, Yeah. And also, like, cases with, like, games in cases where they've got, like, stickers or other gunk on the case. Like, I like to, get the case clean before I put it on the shelf. That's all I like doing it. However, I actually bought a new shelf. It might take like a week to get here. It's actually, I bought 2 shelves. And what I'm going to do is they're like not that tall, but they're a bit wide. And hopefully it works out in the way I'm envisioning. I'm going to put them back to back so that there will be shelves on both sides, and I'm going to probably get like a bracket or something to like keep them together to essentially make like a double-sided shelf that can just be freestanding in the middle of the room. And so this table's a piece of junk anyway. I want to get rid of it, and I'm going to put that on there. So that might motivate me to finally get these games clean. Because my Switch shelf is full. Like I've actually got like 6 Switch games sitting over there that there's not room to put them on the shelf.
They don't have a home.
Yeah, like I there's no more room. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to be putting on the new shelf and like what I'm going to be moving from where. Most likely, I'm thinking probably I'll move the Nintendo stuff to the new shelf, and I might maybe move GameCube to the shelf behind me, because there is room for GameCube to be on there probably.
How do I?
And then
Where am I going? I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right
have
back.
Nintendo stuff on these, and then maybe sort of migrate the PlayStation stuff over there. Because here I can turn the camera a bit so you can see. See, I've got the PlayStation stuff on these shelves behind the microphone, and you know, it's fairly full. PlayStation 5 is 4 and 5 is going to be run out of space there pretty quick. I mean, I could move some things over, but I was thinking maybe if I could just have that whole corner be PS 1 through 5, it would help. And then over there, it's harder to see. But over there is where Sega and Xbox stuff is. And also the handful of Neo Geo games I have. But anyway. Oops, did I screw up my camera's focus? Come on, refocus for me. There we go. Oh no, I'm not in a new place. I've been streaming as Coury's co-streamer from this. This is my office desk setup.
Okay. You still there?
Yep. I see Retro Mag's Brian here saying, never mind Analog Frontiers, I'm still waiting on the Ed Simrad video they mentioned at least 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, we'll get that out there for sure.
I've been working on it, so it's. I mean, I've mentioned before like why it didn't happen, like but now the EGM now has like gone under. Now I feel like, hey, maybe
oh really?
Yeah, EGM like it was a like maybe a month ago or something like that.
Hmm.
Let's see. In that gap where you were. There...
Wow, that double jump is weird.
I know, but
it's more like a float, double float. There was while you were away.
Why is that hurting me?
Hmm?
Sorry.
There was a 250. Oh, that's weird. Is that an enemy? Can you attack it? Wait, why don't you have your sword equipped?
Because you can't do the double jump if you have it equipped.
Well, you had no weapon equipped.
I know.
But anyway, while you were gone, there was a 250 from Andrew M. Thank you.
Thanks.
Saying, to be clear, that's $2.50. I didn't mean to make that sound too wild or anything. Saying Chat GPT being used for video game walkthroughs, is that a thing, or are you asking? I don't. That's actually an interesting question. You know what? I actually checked that out have you ever checked that out?
Just the Chat GPT. I mean, do you still need to have like an account to be able to do it?
You do.
I mean, I didn't sign up for an account.
I mean, I saw so many people talking about it. I didn't fully understand what it was, that I did sign up for it. I just messed around with it a little bit. Let me see if it can tell you any hot tips for Jewel Master. Like I actually asked it like when I was like first trying, because I told you like, oh, I'm kind of thinking about starting Trails of Cold Steel, but maybe I should. Oh, you doing a boss rush?
Whoops.
Sort of. You just blew it up real fast.
I hit the wrong button. Oh, this looks like.
I asked it.
You asked it.
I asked it like, oh, should I play Trails of Cold Steel or Viva Pinata?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they're very different games. It's like it goes on a description of Trails of Cold Steel and Viva Pinata, and it says, in the end, you should just play whichever one you feel like because they're very different, but well regarded in their respective genres.
I have to destroy these statues of all the elements.
Okay, I'm going to say, how do I beat Jewel Master for the Sega Genesis?
Trails of Cold Pinata.
Cold pinata. Something about a cold pinata. Like I never think of like the temperature of a pinata, but something about a cold pinata just I don't know. It kind of makes me sad. Like I don't want to think about a cold pinata.
What?
Okay, guys, it's still writing out its response.
I mean, is it just funny because it's stupid?
It's funny because it's so wrong. Okay, it says Jewel Master is a classic puzzle game for the Sega Genesis that challenges players to match colored jewels in order to progress through levels. Here are some tips to help you beat the game. Understand the game mechanics. Jewel Master is all about matching 3 or more colored jewels to make them disappear.
Interesting.
You
So
can
I wonder
move
if
the
it's
jewels
like
horizontally or vertically, but not diagonally.
is that like Jewel Quest or something like that? I wonder if that's what it's confusing it with.
Try to play ahead and make matches that will set up future masters. It's got like a bulleted list here.
I'm fighting the last boss. Already got him to the second form.
Well, the last paragraph of this response, it goes on for a while here. It says, with these tips in mind, you should be able to beat Jewel Master and become a true master of the jewels. Good luck.
He killed
Oh,
me.
that was an interesting first form.
Yeah, I don't think it's a first form. He just changes back and forth.
Oh, I see.
That was my first continue, though.
I like.
Gonna start me
It
at the
looks
boss.
really like it almost has like a CG look to it. That mask, that like skull mask thing.
Yeah, the way it kind of morphs.
Oh man, what should I ask it next? I'll say, did Kenji Eno work on Jewel Master?
Oh. Demon Princess. Maybe you did not see my question, but I just want to say you want to scroll up and find Demon Princess's question.
Wait, what?
Just a Demon Princess is
Oh.
saying you didn't see my question, but
Maybe you did not see my question. I just wanted to say love you both, and I've learned so much by watching your videos. Well, thank you. Let me scroll up How far up was it? Did you have a question? Oh, here we go. Yes, I finally found your live stream. I love you guys, and I got a question I've been wanting to ask. Where do you get all of your cool shirts I see in all your videos? I mean, not any one particular place. I mean, a lot of them, you know, kind of. I haven't bought anything like this in a long time, but I used to buy like several like from those like I can't remember the names of the websites.
Oh yeah, you know the Yeti.
They have like the shirt of the day type of thing.
Yeah, Yeti had like a really good Phantasy Star Online one today. But I should have.
Yeah, like I had a number of those. I mean, I still have them. I don't wear them as much now, but
I feel like there's got to be some.
I had a number of those. I've bought one or two at a convention. I have, I don't know, 2 or 3 from Fangamer.
Yeah.
They've got some neat shirts. Several actually. You know, just my mom sometimes will text me a picture whenever she's at Kohl's. She likes to shop for clothes at Kohl's. And when she passes by like the section where they've got like nerd shirts, she'll take a picture of some of them and say, "Oh, you interested in any of these?" Once in a while, I'll see something. In fact, I forget if this Mario shirt, this Mario long sleeve shirt, may have come from there. I forget. It might have just been on Amazon. I kind of suspect this is not officially licensed.
Did I get him? No. I'm gonna die here.
You've gotten so used to like not.
Well, this
like,
thing is like
having
the
to
head
expend
is like
effort
really
thanks to this sword.
I know.
What if that sword doesn't hurt him?
That'd be funny.
Should I look on this game fact to see if there's any tips for the final boss?
Yeah, if you're already on that.
Yeah, I never closed it. It says Jardine has some very dark magic at his command and thus will not be an easy opponent. The best thing to do is start swinging your blade as soon as you see him. If you move in real close to Jardine, you can hit with both your blade and the energy wave. You can hit with both your blade and the energy wave it shoots out in one shot, making the battle go a lot quicker.
Oh,
As he phases out, he will change into a black skull. When he does this, your best bet is to get as far away as possible and duck. When it stops, it'll spit out a boulder which rolls along the ground at you. Jump over it, then the skull will come back down and rephase into the Jardine's form. At which point you should start assaulting him with close-range blade spells once again. The next time he phases out, he will reach out with a phantom image of himself, which fires across the room. It's too large to jump over normally, so equip your high jump or double jump and jump just before it appears. He'll transform back into the skull and continue his path. When in skull form, he has no real flight pattern and thus will probably be the cause of most of your damage during the fight. Jardine really isn't all that difficult, and attacking him at really close range with your blade makes the battle go a lot quicker. Remember, Jardine is now the only thing that stands between you and victory. So it sounds like
I just gotta get
want
real
to attack
close.
his human form at close range.
Yes.
Because I guess the actual blade does a lot more damage.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Get all up in his face.
But yeah, it sounds like there's like a sort of a weird phase in the middle where there's a fireball that'll cover the whole screen that you can't really jump over easy, and it says you want to stay away from the skull and attack from a distance.
Yeah, I mean, I can't stay. It's like it's moves so erratically.
Yeah.
It's like,
Anyway, when I asked ChatGPT,
oh, I got him.
oh, nice. Did Kenji Eno work on Jewel Master? Says Kenji Eno was a well-known video game designer and composer, known for his work on games such as D and Enemy Zero. However, he did not work on Jewel Master for the Sega Genesis. Jewel Master was developed by the game development company Sega, and was released in 1991.
Oh.
While Kenji Eno did not work on Jewel Master, he did work on several other games for various platforms during his career in the video game industry.
If this is like the whole ending, I'm gonna die. Where if it's like, there's no mention in history of the battle rage between the Jewel Master and the forces of evil. If like the whole ending is like, this happened but nobody remembered it, the end. Oh, okay. Legends do speak of 12 magical gems and an ancient kingdom that flourished in peace. Peace.
Maybe they would have remembered you if
I beat it on normal.
If you beat it on normal or hard, yeah.
Well, we'll see how far I get. Like when I record a little footage of it tomorrow.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT, what game should Coury Carlson play on the stream next? Oh, yeah, I'm going to have no clue what to say.
Such is the stuff of legends. Yeah.
Man, it's got a lot to say about this question. Okay, here we go. As an AI language model, I cannot determine Coury Carlson's personal preferences, so I cannot make specific recommendations for him. However, there are many popular games across different genres and platforms that could make for interesting stream content depending on Coury's interests and the type of content he typically creates. Here are a few general suggestions. Retro games. Coury Carlson is known for his love of classic games, so he may want to consider playing and reviewing retro games from various platforms, such as the NES, SNES, the Sega Genesis, or arcade games. Indie games. Indie games offer a lot of variety and creativity, with unique gameplay mechanics and stories. Coury could explore some of the latest indie games or revisit some of the classics in this genre. Multiplayer games. Multiplayer games are always fun to watch, and Coury could play with viewers or invite other streamers to play with him. Cult classics. Coury could revisit some cult classic games that are often overlooked or underrated and offer his insights and perspectives on why these games are worth playing. Ultimately, the game Coury Carlson plays on his stream will depend on his own interests and preferences, as well as what type of content his viewers are interested in.
It's so, like, generic. So there was a $5 super chat from Joe Sean 9 minutes ago. Sorry about that.
Oh, sorry about that.
Saying, I saw the M2 documentary, which I really liked. 2 questions. Do you have a making of documentary or footage of it? And why do you have unlisted videos? Well, first off, I mean, like the documentary, like we have like tons of like extra interviews and stuff. Like I would just like just stuff that we didn't use.
Yeah, I mean, uncut. I mean, obviously, because the interviews are in Japanese, like it's kind of hard to do anything with the uncut stuff or with the cut stuff because
there's just like there's just not like a whole bunch that we could do with it. I mean, there's a lot of footage, and you know what? It might show up in other things. Like, you know, we use footage like here and there of certain things.
I mean,
like
we
of the
shot
arcade footage we've used a bunch.
Right, we shot a lot of footage at the arcade in Tokyo, and we shot just a lot of B-roll around Tokyo, and then the little town of Abiko, where M2 is. But we actually weren't able to shoot that much B-roll at their offices.
Yeah, we weren't able to go into where all the developers were. We were
right,
so
the day that we went there was actually on a Sunday the first day that we were there was on a Sunday because Coury wanted to do his interview when there weren't really a lot of people there, and he actually took us up into the dev floor. But we were only allowed to be there on that day because
there's nobody there. Yeah.
Because there was no one there working, and we couldn't see what secrets they were working on their screens, right? So, Monday and Tuesday, then, they brought developers down one at a time for interviews. But we weren't actually allowed to go back up to the development room during the week. We could only go in on Sunday because no one was there. But as far as why we have unlisted videos, it's funny because sometimes people will end up on the stream archive and they're like, why is this video unlisted? I feel like a lot of people, when they stumble upon an unlisted video, they're trying to find out what the scandalous story behind this is, right?
Right. The reason is why
is this video unlisted?
We've I've also heard a lot of times that doing live streams and making them public slowly kills the channel because people are I don't even know what to look for anymore.
Right.
It's just so we just have our main episodes as stuff that's listed publicly. And I mean, we have a ton of stuff on our bonus playlist. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, for example, you made another blooper reel a month ago.
Yeah.
Right? And that kind of stuff when people click on the videos tab on our channel, we want them to see the content that we put real effort into.
Yeah. That is a good way to put it. Yeah.
We don't want just casual stuff like streams or just some of our bonus content that we may be released for patrons originally and stuff like that. We don't.
I'm gonna put something else in, Abby.
Yeah. We just don't want that muddying up our list. That's all it is. It's not like a video that we released and then unlisted for some reason. It's just it was released as unlisted to begin with, just because we thought it would be, we like to have our stream archives or just something like a blooper reel or other bonus content that we thought would be just fun to do and fun to share with a group like the Patreon supporters or the YouTube member supporters and stuff like that. But we don't want it screwing with the algorithm, or making it difficult for people to search our content and find, something more useful. Oh, was there a Mega X? Oh, I'm sorry about that. How did I miss that Mega X6? I thought I saw something from you earlier that I thought did not have a comment.
No, there's a Mega X. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Henry Clark was just posting it because we missed it. I'm sorry about that. Sorry. But yes, saying good evening. I was excited for Wild Arms 2 to come to PS5. What games would you guys like to see on new systems? Doesn't matter how it's released. Like old games for old games being re-released on new systems. Oh gosh, I mean, I'd like to see almost anything get
I'm just gonna try out this
a good physical retro re-release. I mean, really, I would like to see like PS1. I mean, mentioning Wild Arms 2 is. I would like to see PS1 being treated more properly going forward. I would like to see, let's not focus so much on, just doing a high res rendering like PS1. I think it should be presented its native resolution, and have like some good filters or something like that. Good like CRT filters. That's how you improve the presentation for people, I think. The higher res for PS1 just doesn't work out all that well due to its, relatively limited, the relatively limited pixel precision with like geometry calculations. It makes things look warpy and snappy.
Are you just talking about like retro compilations? Are you? Oh, you're just.
Well, just saying, like, what games would you like to see on new systems? I mean, I was just kind of jumping off on PS1 from what he was saying.
I see.
And I'm just saying, like, it would be really nice to see like more PS1 games like be brought back. Like, I would like to see that become a trend. Like let's do some really good, PS1 re-releases. That you could actually buy physically. That would be nice.
Little Ralph. I'd like to see a
Little Ralph.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good one. What was it? I need to look up what the cost of this is, but I was watching some recent game sacks that I'd missed, and on his latest criminally overlooked games. He had Dragon Valor for PS1, which I'd never seen before. I thought it looked great. looked pretty fun. I think he said it was a Namco game.
Yes.
But what about like the Mega Man Legends games, including Misadventures of Tron Bonne? That would be really. It'd be great to see a collection of those, like treated really properly. Or heck, like those games really deserve like a full remake, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Capcom would do it, but that would be great.
I don't know if anybody saw the. I hate playing like this with the 6 buttons, like using this as the like the diagonal. It just like feels so awkward.
Well, I'm glad I got the Switch version of this.
Yeah, I mean it plays fine like with 3 buttons. Like I'd rather play it with 3-button mode than 6.
Oh, so
it has a 3-button mode where you can.
So it automatically plays in 6-button mode, which is different.
Yeah, but you can choose to play 3-button mode. I just wanted to try out the 6-button functionality. But I don't know if anybody like follows us on Instagram, but I shared that photo from the cotton panorama cotton.
Oh yeah.
On there. Like I don't know if anybody saw that, but it's like this where it has like the scrolling story text. The way it's translated is just like this gigantic wall of text. It like completely covers the entire screen.
Yeah, and goes outside the bounds of the screen.
Yes. I mean, like I'm happy that those games are getting released, but I was like, there's got to be a better way to have done this. Right?
Sadly, Dragon Valor appears to be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Kind of around the $100 range.
And what's kind of interesting though, also, so you put in Panorama Cotton, and no, that was Radaleka Games. I think it's just like whoever Strictly Limited uses, like they all use like this same emulator, which I think is very good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it certainly has some good like screen options. I think it's it's a pretty good one to use. But like, so when you put panorama cotton in, it says like the Japanese name for cotton 100%.
Yeah.
Like on the underneath the icon, because they released Panorama Cotton, which is the Genesis or the Mega Drive game, and Cotton 100%, which is the Super Nintendo game. So it's just like really interesting because like there's just like these little things about them that like I'm surprised that this got through. It's almost like they didn't like go back and check it. I don't know. Like it felt weird to me.
Yeah.
And that screen, like that wall of text, I was like, what is, like, there's got to be a better way to have done this. Like have it like scrolling across the bottom or something, because it just like completely covers the entire screen.
There was, I've never seen this before, but there's a thing it's saying, I don't see like, it makes it look like a button to click to celebrate, but it says celebrate the first super chat from Big G.
Big G.
Thanks for the first super chat. Thank you. Saying, could you do another N64 Masterclass video for all the newer stuff that has come out since the last video, like the Eon Super 64, Forever Pack 64, etc. You know, I mean, you call that N64 Masterclass. I mean, normally we focus on video stuff in the RGB series, and I don't think we would specifically revisit like do an entire new N64 video like that. Although, like, you know, we would. I mean, we did like the N64 digital.
Yeah, and that's like the main thing.
Yeah, but I have thought about, like you mentioned, like Forever Pack 64. I have thought about doing things like, and not just.
I mean, I talk like, about the Forever Pack in the save file.
Yeah, that's true. But I have thought about just like making like a video sometimes that's like playing N64 in 2023 or whatever, or playing PS1 and what playing PS1 is like in 2023.
That's a really good idea, actually. Like
just and so like you touch on RGB mods, or well, in PS1's case you don't need RGB, but like, you know, talk on the PS1 digital, talk on the X Station, talk about the Mem Card Pro, which by the way, my GameCube Mem Card Pro pre-order shipped.
Yeah, I mean it can just be like, here's all the cool things you can like use to play this system now.
Like here's how playing this system today is different than it was in 1995. You know.
Yeah.
96 or whatever. I've definitely thought about that. I think that could be pretty neat. Did you hear, by the way, that I don't know if it's like on sale now or if it's already sold or what, but I guess the next batch of N64 digitals are going to be the last ones.
Yes, I did hear that, because like they're not gonna have analog out because it's like the chip has been end of life or whatever.
Yeah, which makes you wonder like how much longer can analog mods even be done?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you can still use like the stock composite NES video, but I didn't actually look into it that much. Like, I'm assuming that nothing it does prevents you from doing that, but I don't actually know. But yeah, if anyone really needs RGB and HDMI from an N64 digital, if that's still available, or I don't know if it's gone up for sale yet or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to change.
It's like
if that's going to be the case with the Ultra HDMI also. If they,
have they made new ones of that recently?
I mean, there's a version 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, either way, I mean, I don't know if they used a different chip or not. Yeah, I guess my GameCube memory card Pro is going to be coming soon.
Yeah, mine shipped too.
Like, I wasn't like that excited about it really because I've been totally fine with my GameCube memory cards, but I was like, I should probably.
Oh yeah, same here. But
It's a whole lot more useful for PS1, that's for sure.
See, it's definitely a lot more fun to play, I think, with 3 buttons.
Anything about that anymore. Huh?
I think it's like definitely a lot more fun to play with 3 buttons. Although, the only thing that annoys me about this game is that I wish that I could be shooting and hit C while still holding down the shoot button to make you roll. So the C button rolls, and you can't hit the button and roll while you're holding down shoot.
I mean, I think the modern console version is probably the way to go with this game. But it is cool. This works, Well,
yeah. I mean, it was designed for this, and there's I never played the Neo Geo version. I can go until I die.
What's a MemCard Pro? MemCard Pro is they've got a PS1 version and a GameCube version. It's sold by 8-bit mods, and the PS1 one is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can put a micro SD card in it, and you'll have more space than you could ever.
Yeah, and that'll be the case with this too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it works by having different pages of memory cards, kind of like the old ones that were a little unreliable. But I've never heard of any issues. Have you heard of any issues with the MemCard Pro, like anything like acting funny or anything?
Nope. And it's gotten pretty consistent updates, but also they just released a new version because they were able to make it so it doesn't require an FPGA anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and that's why. So there's a version 2, but there's no real benefit. But it's $50, which is kind of a great deal. If you're big.
Yeah, I did notice that it had gone down in price, which surprised me.
I had some credit with Stone Age Gamer, and I was I'm just gonna get a second one because I really just wanted a gray one, a PS1 gray.
Yeah.
I'm oh.
I can't even remember which GameCube one I ordered.
You probably got the smoked one, I did. I'm guessing. Just the same color as the PS1 one.
I mean, I think I have the.
I'm surprised it's shipping though already. I know they were just doing beta testing, but I think that it was already. I guess the hardware is already locked in.
Well, Eric Fox is saying it runs cooler now without the FPGA.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, hopefully the heat is not an actual problem with the existing ones.
No, I don't think it is.
I mean, I'm probably going to be using it, or definitely going to be using it when I play through Lunar this year.
Yeah.
I actually
there's no reason not to use it, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I have not really used it all that much. I think the only game that I played all the way through with it was Parasite Eve.
Oh, okay.
And I just like I made a new save like basically every time I went to a save point just because I could.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, right?
Yeah, it was pretty great. But yeah, I'm looking forward to using it more. Like, because you know, I didn't really play that much PS1 last year. You know what I'm curious about? Speaking of PS1,
They're like interrogating this alien.
Speaking of PS1, did you hear about the Chrono Cross?
Oh, it's getting a patch, or is the patch already out?
The patch is already out. I've not tried it.
Huh.
But apparently battles are now 60 frames per second.
Really?
Although they clarified that the final battle is still only 30 frames per second on Switch, which makes sense, I guess, because I remember the final battle being like stupidly bad frame rate, like 10 or 5 frames per second on PS1. Like I remember it for some reason being really heavy. There's not even music in the final battle. It's a really unsatisfying final battle in Chrono Cross. Rears to Blood says, I tried on Switch, felt like silky smooth 60 FPS. Although I believe they said that exploration would still be 30 FPS, which, I mean, it's going to be a bit of a disconnect. I kind of wish that they would have just made battles 30 FPS instead of 60, just to keep the consistency.
It's good that they just did it in the first place.
Well, I remember from the brief bit of testing I did of Chrono Cross on Switch, it seemed like it had like slowdown in all the same places and to the same degree that you would expect on PS1. So, I mean, it just seemed to be accurate.
I haven't played it on PS1 in years.
Huh?
I think I only played through that like one time on PS1. Did you get all the characters?
I never did. I never actually got all the characters on one file. But I probably played through the game maybe 3 times. I remember starting it up again immediately after beating it. I went to Funko Land and bought the guide, like immediately after beating the game. Because I was like, I want to start this again and get all the characters.
Yeah.
And I never actually got all the characters, but I mean, I've played through it probably 2 or 3 times. I've always wanted to go back and get all the characters. But even with the frame rate improvements, I don't think I would be doing it on the Radical Dreamers edition. Yeah. I think I'd still do it on PS1 just for the consistency of presentation.
Yeah. Although, you know, like I can see myself playing through it that way.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
I just wish I had like all the time. Honestly.
Yeah.
I spent like my entire Sunday like cutting portions of a tree, the tree in our front lawn, because it has that ash borer disease, which is like, you know, dries out the inside of the tree and kills it.
Oh.
It's like a major problem in a lot of places. But the tree has it, and we've been treating it. But like, and we've had like really serious windstorms here lately. But like a big chunk, like a big middle section of the tree, like broke, and I had to like cut it all down, and we like cut it all up for like firewood and stuff. Took like all afternoon. But we don't know if we're gonna be able to like fully be able to save the tree. We've already dumped like a bunch of money in it to like have it treated to try to like bring it back. Because it's had it for a while. It's just that the previous owners, like, I didn't have their information of like who that they like had treat it, and also like so I missed a year of treating it. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I cut those like portions of it off, and we'll see if it's like further kills it. Or if we like saved it anyway.
But yeah, I mean, I think the main purpose of the new version of Chrono Cross is, you know, if you import the physical from Asia, you know, you've got a physical Radical Dreamers in English. So that's the thing that's most interesting.
So I think that's gonna do it.
Sandy, do you want to say goodnight to the stream? You never said hello tonight.
She's like, you're getting me up for this again. She's in the other room and she's like,
Sandy! Sandy!
I did,
Come say hi to the stream.
I wanted to mention if Big G is still here. Thank you for the first donation. You know, it's always good to see somebody do that, and you know, this is for you.
Fresh meat.
Sandy, come say hi to the stream. Come say hi. Oh. Oh, there she is.
Wait. XenoCrisis on the Switch is $300. I mean, it was like that was like
physical?
It was a strictly limited release, I think, but the physical is like $300. That's crazy.
Look at Sandy right there. Look at her. You see that dog?
She's like, let me at that BioShock. it's just like slightly out of reach, but now it's probably right there.
Did you do that, Sandy? Did Sandy? Oh, she's like perking up. She's like, oh man. What
you're gonna tell her. You're telling her. You're putting it right in her face. She's gonna be like, wait, I can have this?
No.
She's gonna be like. She remembers. She smells like her saliva. She smelled it, and then she like was able to generate a 3D image of like what she looked like when she did it. Isn't that how it works? Like there's like, you know, like they use their sense of smell to like basically like build, like they can imagine like what
now she's like getting up to like get closer to it.
Yeah.
No, maybe I've done a horrible thing here.
Yeah. You know what you should do?
But
you should
fortunately, it's up on a high shelf, so
you should slather some peanut butter on it.
You can see where her fur is growing back in, where they shaved it to get the cyst out. Her tail fur is you know, it's still pretty pitiful, but you know it's coming back.
Yeah, you should just like slather some peanut butter on your games and see what happens. I don't know. Is she into peanut butter?
Not that much actually. She kind of figured out that peanut butter is usually like a trick.
Oh, yeah.
What she likes is pumpkin.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
she's pretty upset. You want to get just like pure pumpkin though, because like you don't want to get like pumpkin pie filling because that can be bad. That's very bad for dogs. But just like a can of just like pure pumpkin, with nothing added to it. She really likes that. She's been big into that lately. I've been giving her a spoonful lately because she had several weeks ago. She had some bad diarrhea. Oof. So I thought that might make things go a little smoother.
All right. Well, thanks for everybody who donated, and I hope everyone has a good week ahead of them.
Good night.
Take care, everybody. See you soon.